Hello everyone, my name is Glenn Morano with Southington Digital Solutions and a fellow dad in business. Today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence and how to apply that to your small business. Artificial intelligence came on the scene maybe last year, like early last year, and it has exploded in popularity and its usefulness. In my opinion, artificial intelligence is going to change society as we see it. And just like when computers busted onto the scenes, everybody had to learn it. Artificial intelligence is coming to you whether you like it or not. So today, I'm going to teach you a simple use of artificial intelligence for your small business. What we're going to work on today is instructing artificial intelligence, specifically ChatGPT, on how to write a blog post for your website. As a little side note, blog posts are great for SEO, but it needs to be informative and authoritative. Search engines these days are now using artificial intelligence to create results. Gone are the days of a list of results and hoping that you're going to be there and striving for that number one spot. Now search engines are giving direct answers. When search engines reference your blog post as the answer, they also link your website as the reference. So you grab that number one spot and your full screen on that search result. That's why it's so important to write a informative, well-written blog post about your business in your industry. ChatGPT 4 or 3.5 or any artificial intelligence, but I recommend ChatGPT for now, can write you that amazing blog post. But it's not going to give you that informative, well-written blog post with a simple prompt of write me a blog post about a leaky pipe. It's going to give you a very generic, boring blog post. Search engines recognize this and they're not going to reference your site because of that. In today's webinar, I'm going to show you how to prompt ChatGPT 4 or 3.5 to write a compelling, informative, well-written blog post enriched with SEO keywords for your website. That's going to get you to the top of that list and get you referenced by these new AI search results. Today, I want to talk about a framework called Risen. Risen, R-I-S-E-N, stands for role, instructions, steps, your end goal, and narrowing. And I'm going to show you, and we're going to build a blog post today using that exact framework. So let's switch over to ChatGPT 4 and get started. So here we are with ChatGPT 4. You can do this with 3.5, but I do recommend paying for the upgraded pro version. It's well worth it. I'm going to clear this. I was practicing earlier. We're going to start with the first one, which is the role. So we want to talk to ChatGPT as if it's a really intelligent toddler. If you're very clear with your instructions for like your employees, for example, this is going to be very, very easy for you to understand. You don't need to know coding. You don't need to be a super expert on this. You just need to be a great communicator. ChatGPT will not do anything above and beyond what you tell it to do. In a sense, it's kind of lazy that way. So you really have to give it a step-by-step and hold its hand throughout the whole process. So let's start with the role. So we're going to go ahead and give ChatGPT a role. You are an expert copywriter and SEO specialist. So that was the role, the first part of Risen. Role, act as, insert role. So you can say things like act as a professional plumber, act like a professional HVAC. Whatever your business is, it will understand that and pull from its already learned data to become an expert in that field or that role that you're giving it. Next up is instructions. Instructions are what you want it to do. Now, today we're writing a blog post. That's going to be our instructions. So let's put the instructions in. Write me a blog post on why it is important to maintain your online presence as a business. So those are the instructions. So now it knows what we're going to do, what we're doing next. It's already understands who it's going to be, and now it's going to draw on that skill, and now it's going to understand what we're going to do next. So we're writing a blog post, and we're going to write it about based on your online presence. So the next part in Risen is steps. Now, this is a very, very crucial part of the Risen framework. You want to give the AI the steps to follow. So for today, we want to make sure that we have a great hook. We want to also add words like create an imaginative hook, or even go further, create an imaginative hook for a specific group of people. And today we're going to focus on small business. I also want it to be kind of a longer post. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to create 3 body points or 3 paragraphs within this post. Then I wanted to create a call to action at the end so the reader has my information and it causes them to give me a call to help manage their online presence. Perhaps you can make your call to action a lead magnet form, simple telephone number, or even a simple email. The call to action is to trigger the reader to call you and order your services. So now let's give it some steps. Write me a compelling hook, then, I'm spelling that wrong, then 3 body paragraphs and a call to action at the end. Use this number. So now we want to talk about the end goal. What is it you're going to get out of this? It could be more sales, it could be phone calls, it could be a form to fill out, to capture emails. So we want to instruct ChatGPT to understand what your end goal is so that when it writes it, it has purpose. It has purpose to write what you want it to write, what you needed to get to, and what goals you want to get to with this particular post. Now let's give AI some goals that I want to achieve with this blog post. My goal is to get small businesses to call me and hire me to manage their online presence. So now the AI has the goal and it understands what we're after. So the next thing now is narrowing. So we don't want ChatGPT to make a 6,000 word post. So we have to give it some constraints to work with. And today we're going to make this a 500 to 700 word blog post so that it's a super quick read. So we want the reader to come in through the hook, read the entire post, and then get to the call to action. If the blog post is too long or too wordy, they may give up in the middle and never get to your call to action. So let's start narrowing or adding constraints to this blog post. Keep this post between 500 and 700 words. Also, reduce any overly technical jargon. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want ChatGPT to go too deep into SEO. I want the person to be able to read it, understand it. So I'm also going to give it a constraint on how it's going to write it so that someone outside of this profession can understand it. Write it in a way that someone outside of the SEO profession would understand. Now that's a great prompt. And what that does is going to allow someone that is not an SEO professional, because SEO is kind of mysterious in a way, they're going to understand why it's important that their online presence must be maintained and why SEO is important to their business. So now we have the RISEN framework in place, RISEN. Role, you're an expert copywriter and SEO specialist. Instructions, write me a blog post about the importance of your online presence for your small business. Steps, write a compelling hook, 3 body paragraphs, and a call to action. And in this case, I referenced my telephone number. Your end goal, which in this case is to get small businesses to call me so that I can manage their online presence. And then narrowing, giving constraints to the AI. In this case, between 500 and 700 words. Don't be too technical. Make it so a person that doesn't understand SEO be able to understand SEO. Now that we have all the parts of RISEN framework in place, we can hit enter and let's see the magic. As you can see, it immediately responds and starts to write exactly what we're looking for. I'm reading it as you're reading it. And it's great. I love how this does this, because now that the RISEN framework's in place, the AI completely understands what we're doing and what we're working on. And it's going to give you each section. I love this. Every time I look at this, I'm just so impressed. And it gives you the instructions of what you can do. As you can see, call to action. You're not going to completely copy and then paste this, but you want to copy each section and then strategically place it in the order that it's telling you to do. So look at this call to action. It's amazing. Don't let your business fade into the digital background. Just as an example, at Southington Digital, we specialize in. So this is a fantastic blog post now that can be added to my website. Not only that, but it's enriched with SEO keywords that people will be searching for to get to my business, to understand my business, to understand what they want and what they can get through my business. And that's where AI can help you increase your sales. And in the end, this is an amazing tool for your small business. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Glenn, Southington Digital Solutions. I leverage AI technology, which helps small businesses just like yours improve their marketing, their strategy, and their online presence. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.